So this is my NXT review, and I think this NXT episode was more about what the future holds for NXT and who the stars are there who are going to define it. Like you had a huge brawl you had a huge brawl between Evolve stars and NXT stars also because Ricky wanted the title for him. Ava said that you deserve it as much as the other guys do, and I would just say that a six-man ladder match for the NXT championship on free TV, I think that's going to be like something else. Like that's going to be great. Like that's going to be pretty great, and I think some opponents you can kind of guess before who are going to be there. I think probably Joe Hendry, Ricky is obviously going to be there. Seeing what happened like during the end of the show, Tony D is probably going to be there also. Yeah, I think, yeah, and maybe some new up and comers as well. But yeah, I think this really showed what the future was. We also had a TNA International Championship match between Stax and Shiloh Hill, which was a fine match. It was not bad. And in the end, Ariana Grace helped Stax win the match where she like pushed him over and he got like the roll up pin on Shiloh Hill. Then also you had Tavion Heights losing to Jasper Troy. I don't know how much you can analyze a speed match. It was fine though. I would say the Black Hole Slam looked better because of the way they changed the camera angle and because Tavion Heights did everything. One thing Jasper has to improve is that he has to be fast in the ring. He is too slow in my opinion in the ring, like that he has to change, and that actually like falters the other opponent in the ring with him because they have to come down to his speed so that he doesn't get lost in the shuffle in the match. Then after the match you had Lexus King attack Tavion Heights because Tavion Heights defeated him like what in 10 seconds in the first round of the speed championship tournament. You also had Jada Parker returning against Blake Monroe, where Blake Monroe was saying that, let these women fight over the straps, but, I am the star and things like that. But Jada came out, then Blake just attacked her, but Jada hit her with the hypnotic. So probably this is the next feud for Blake Monroe and kind of like a palate cleanse for Blake Monroe because she won the NXT North American Championship. Then she didn't defend it for like a while. Then she had a defense where she forgot to kick out, and then you had all the Thea Hale mess. I think what's probably gonna happen is I can see probably this feud will go on for at least a month or two, and I think what's probably gonna happen is maybe you'll have Jada win the first match due to maybe Thea Hall coming back, or maybe Blake once because of cheating, and then Jada wins the next one because Thea Hale returns. And I think whatever is going to happen between all of them, I think is probably going to decide, challengers to one of the NXT Women's Championships. One thing also talking about NXT Women's Championship, when is the Speed Women's Championship going to get defended? At least Jasper Troy has a defense. Fallon Henley has not defended it once. Talking about the North American Championship, the North American Women's Championship, you had Lola Weiss knocking out Kalani Jordan in a good match where Kalani was trying to cheat. She got distracted. No, she tried to cheat. Then the ref was like, "You cannot cheat." Then Lola took advantage and knocked her ass out and won. And she said she's gonna come for the NXT North American Women's Championship. I think the only problem is that even though Lola Weiss is over with the crowd, but she's kind of like the person that you just give as another defense for a champion. Like she was just another defense for JC Jane. No one ever thought that JC Jane will lose to her. Now she's just another defense to someone like Izzy Dame. So I don't know what they're doing with Lola. Like her character is that she is great in mixed martial arts. She has a big ass. She's sexy and she's Latina. I think her gimmick will probably work. Like it has worked on NXT, but I think you will have more to do with her on the main roster because it's kind of like they have the women in their mindset that these are the women that we want to push on NXT, and I think they're sticking to it, and that has kind of cost Lola Wise because I don't think they thought that Lola would be more than just like a comedy act. She proved that she can actually be a good wrestler. On the mic, she's like, but she's sexy and she can wrestle. So she has actually gotten a lot more over with the crowd than to the extent that they thought of. Then talking about Izzy had a promo which was like typical heel that when you fight me, you do not just fight me, you have a challenge and blah 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 blah. And the Tatum attacked because she's crazy, and also because it was because of her that Izzy won. So probably their final match will take place. I don't see Tatum winning. I think Tatum will lose. Though, will she lose clean or not? And if she loses clean, is she going to the main roster or not? Because what else do you have for her? Like, she has already won the NXT Women's Championship. I think she has been an NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. I don't know, but she has done everything. And I know for sure that with the gimmick she has, that she's just crazy, she will get over on the main roster in quick time. Like Nikki Cross, it didn't take like a week for her to get over. Like Tatum, who is like a much far better wrestler than Nikki Cross, will get over like quick. And you need these people on the main roster now. She will be great in the women's, I think, the United States Championship division, or like you can start like give her a mini feud with Becky also. Like she will do good there. Then also with the men, like the talking about the NXT brawl that happened, that brawl, you had Keanu Carver show up, who is like a muscled up, like people will say he's like Oba, but I don't want to sound like a racist, but he is like a like muscly black figure. Like he was just tossing people in the crowd, tossing people through tables, and clearly showing that they're gonna push him hard. Like I think probably that speed championship that we are saying, you will eventually see him defeating Jasper Troy, because Jasper Troy was also pushed a lot at the first, but then he was given the speed championship so that he can develop. You had Miles Bourne there, you had everyone there. So yeah, that happened. Joe Henry versus Dion Lennox happened, which was a fine match. You had OTM with him. Good way to get OTM over with the crowd also. Tony D came, he powerbombed Dion Lennox, and then he chokeslammed Joe Henry, but then he made him pin Dion Lennox too. So I think this will be addressed, because I think Joe Henry will be the one who will be like, what is happening? And Tony will finally open his mouth. Why is he just attacking random people? Like throughout the following weeks, and Ethan Page is going to face like the Mexican high flyer that they have just signed. I think they had a vignette of him on Instagram a few days back, so Ethan Page is going to defend it against him. I do want to see like what's the plan after, like who is going to defeat Ethan Page for the championship. like is it going to be Miles Bourne? I don't think it's going to be Tavion Heights. And I don't think that Miles Bourne is going to be like, I don't think he's quite ready to be like the NXT champion. So I think probably Miles Bourne is going to be the one who will defeat Ethan. Because Ethan Page has done everything, like literally everything. And he was right in his argument against Ava that why am I not being in the championship like ladder match? Like why am I not there? And her saying that your title will get vacated. Like what? like who made this rule that you have to vacate it? Her excuse was that, oh no, for the young talent. Like fuck, I don't give a fuck about young talent. I am the longest reigning champion in WWE right now. I have defended this championship I don't know how many times against who all, legends, blue chip people, animals like La Park, Mr. Iguana, and now he's doing this. But I think the talent that Ethan Page has shown, the character work that he has shown, he will be like a great mid card, upper mid card heel on the main roster. Like, do they really need like an upper mid card heel on the main roster right now? They may, because I do think many people from the mid card will go up to for the World Heavyweight Championship and WWE Championship, like Dominic Mysterio, and I think SmackDown does need that figure. Though you can always push people like Aleister Black and everyone, but like a snobby mid card heel, I think Ethan Page can do that job pretty great. So I am excited about their future. Like Evolve guys, the way they have set the system, like when people go from Evolve to NXT, they don't seem out of place. And it has been a while since they've had like a proper developmental system whose job is to develop talent, and the way that they have been doing it is pretty seamless. Like look at Kendall Gray, look at like look at Keanu Carver. Even like, okay, Jasper Troy maybe is not to that level, but he's still something. So yeah, I think Lainey Reed. Look at Lainey Reed. She spits perfectly, and they're creating new stars, churning out new stars for the future for the WWE, and that's great for them. Finally, they have that where there is a mix of wrestling. They don't have that 2.0 bullshit, but they also don't have that NXT 1.0 where it's not about developing talent but just getting indie darlings. You have a good mix, and they're doing the job which they're designated for. So, what do you think about the show? What do you think about my review? I think Ricky Sainz is going to win the championship, and I can see Tony D probably taking the title from him at Standard 11. So, what do you think about the show? What do you think about my review? Tell me in the comment section. If you like this type of content, like this video, share and subscribe. If you don't, then share with those who do. My social media accounts, which are my Twitter /X account and my Instagram account, links are in the description. So go follow me on that. My UPI ID link, which is Shabboy that OKICICI, is also in the description. So go donate any amount of money which can help me make YouTube a permanent career option. So that was it for me for today. So thank you. Goodbye. Alvida.